Can you imagine? Some people are entering a relationship with married people, like full-blown relationship. William, 35, was a director at a multinational advertising firm, a high-ranking position with a lot of money, but just as much stress. Unfortunately for him, he worked for the CEO, Mr. Daniels, who was known to be very, very, very rude, aggressive, and was often absolutely disrespectful to William. Unfortunately, the job came with a lavish lifestyle. He could do international travel. So William thought that was, he could bargain with it. Great lifestyle, horrible boss. He was going to have to manage and survive. Despite the toxic environment, Williams knew that as long as he got all the connections necessary from this job, he could eventually leave with all those connections and get an even better position elsewhere. So he was biding his time. One day, as he was out on a drive at a gas station, he saw a beautiful woman who took his breath away. She stepped out of a black Porsche and walked into a little supermarket. Intrigued, Williams followed. He introduced himself and she mentioned that she was called Samantha. In that moment, he realized a ring on her finger and noted that she was married. However, that did not stop him. They got to talking, exchanged contacts, and started building an interaction. Weeks down the line, Williams and Samantha are getting along, they're sharing stories, they're discovering themselves in each other. Samantha shared that she is unfortunately in an abusive marriage and she's been trying to get out. Unfortunately, her husband holds all the keys. He holds the money, he owns everything, and he funds her lifestyle. Williams shared that, he's also struggling, he has his own issues, but what's really killing him is his boss, Mr. Daniels, who has no respect for him ever. More than just conversations, they started having secret date nights, they would go to a hotel, and finally started building a physical relationship. All this was well and dandy. And occasionally, the two of them would talk about Samantha's options on how to leave her husband. But for now, they could see no end in sight. During one of their planned rendezvous, Samantha appeared in a white Range Rover. To Williams, it seemed eerily familiar. For the first time, he asked Samantha for a picture of her husband. There, in his shock, was Mr. Daniels. That was who Samantha has been married to the whole time. In absolute shock and devastation, Williams wanted to leave. He wanted to end the relationship. He wanted nothing more to do here. Samantha begged and pleaded him that no, this relationship was the happiest she's felt in a long time. Don't leave me. Williams agreed and said, you know what, we'll be careful, but I'm in love with you and I cannot leave you, so we will find a solution to this problem. Wanting to alleviate her stress, he told her, okay, look, you've been stressed, a lot has been going on. I'm booking you a trip in the next few weeks. Go, leave the country, chill, have fun, and I'll see how we can come up with a better plan for ourselves. Samantha was excited. So, a few weeks later, she hops on a plane and is gone for her luxury vacation. The following Monday, after Samantha's departure, Williams receives a text from Mr. Daniels informing him that they are to have a budget meeting at a particular hotel scheduled for 8 p.m. and he would meet him there. Slightly apprehensive because this was the same hotel that Samantha and Williams have been going to, but knowing that Samantha's out of the country, you can't prove I'm with her. So Williams agrees. He arrives at the hotel and goes to the designated room. He knocks, hears nothing. He knocks again, still nothing. Realizing that the door is not actually locked, he takes a quick peek and steps in. Upon entry, he realizes and finds Mr. Daniels on the floor, motionless. Acting quick, Williams moves to him and realizes that removes a knife and starts alerting the hotel managers about the incident. They call paramedics, but Mr. Daniels is pronounced unalive at the scene. An investigation is started. News spreads. And eventually, by that Sunday, Williams is hauled to the police station. Knowing and thinking that, he had nothing to do with this, Williams does not insist on a lawyer. The detective informed him of incriminating details. Texts between Williams and Samantha discussing her marriage and potential divorce. Texts from Williams about Mr. Daniels and his egregious actions towards him. In addition, on Mr. Daniels' person, they found a dismissal letter from Mr. Daniels to Williams. In addition, security footage showed Williams entering the room just a few minutes after Mr. Daniels. And last but not least, the weapon containing Williams' fingerprints. Putting all that together, Williams could see why this was a little sketchy, but again, he insisted he was not part, he had nothing to do with this, he knew nothing of the termination. How could this be him? The detective told him that they were going to see it as a crime of passion. Mr. Daniels invited William to the hotel. William entered, found out that he was being fired, let go, and in a fit of rage, Mr. Daniels. Wanting more clarity, William said, no, this is not me, this is not possible. Show me the footage. Looking at the video footage, he realized that the timestamps don't align with the time he knows he arrived at the location. Someone must have tampered with it. Having no more questions and answers, the detective left Williams to ponder his next steps. In that moment, the pieces started to fall together. Samantha had planned this thing from the very beginning. She knew who he was when he approached her. She knew that he worked for Mr. Daniels. He found out that the hotel in question was co-owned by Mr. Daniels and Samantha, explaining how she would have ensured that the managers edited the security footage. With Samantha out of the country on a luxury vacation, she had perfectly planned for her husband to be unalived and for Williams to take the blame. In despair, Williams finally requested a lawyer. Framed for a crime he did not commit, Williams is faced with the ultimate challenge, proving his innocence and exposing Samantha's plan. Now that's an entangled web. That's all we've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow us on all social media platforms at Entangled Web Stories, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!